I don't know if you noticed, but there's loads of aggressive skate brands available at the moment. So if you're new to it or just coming back into it, you're probably wondering which ones are relevant. I'm just going to give a list of every single aggressive skate brand you should consider and all the models that those brands do. Let's go. Okay guys, use the chapters in the play bar if you need to, because I'm going to go through everything. Let's start with them skates. If you know them skates, you know it's very design-led, very stylistic. A lot of people love the brand for just like they're pretty cool as a brand, I suppose, as well as making really good skates. But their team is really good. They've got some of the best skaters in the world riding these, and they have 2 different models. At least they will do by the time this video comes out. So the first model is the more premium one, the more expensive one, which is called the 909, and it's this one here. So they do a lot of these in different pro versions. So they'll bring different colors out for different pros. And then there's versions with an intuition liner in, which is a really high-end aftermarket liner. And then the plastic's just like really nice and solid on these. So you get all that for a premium price. As well as that, one of the main reasons you'd buy them 909 is because it has more shell sizes than a lot of other skates. And what I mean by that is a lot of the skates that we'll talk about today often have a shell size which covers 2 sizes. So they'll make one outer shell like this, and they'll put a UK 7 liner in it or a UK 8 liner in it, depending on whether they're trying to sell it as a UK 7 or a UK 8. It saves them cost. That's not what them skates do. Them skates have a lot of individual molds that they've made. So you're more likely to find a them skate that fits your foot better. The second them skate in the range is the more budget version, which is called the 901. The 901 has got a lower grade plastic. I'm not sure how many people really mind about what grade their plastic is on skates, especially if you're just getting into it, but they've saved cost there. They've saved cost by doing an anti-rocker frame, so they'll have just like 2 grind wheels in the middle. They'll always have a stock liner on it. The good thing about them 901 skate is that it's going to have a bigger sole kit than the 909. You'll be able to put that sole kit actually on the 909 skate if you want to, but in many ways that 901 is going to be a better buy than the 909, and it will certainly be the more popular one just because the price will be lower. And the great thing about the 901 skate is they also come with those individual shell sizes, even though it's the budget one. Razor skates. Razors are the aggressive skate brand probably with most legacy out of anyone. So even if you're super old school, you've probably heard of these guys. They've got 5 different molds, 5 different models. And the first one is this, it's the Razor Cult. It's the thinnest fitting of all the Razor skates, and it's the lowest price of all the adult Razor skates. This one here is called the Razors Level 1. They just brought it out, and it's only £160 UK, which makes this really one of the best value aggressive skates you can buy at the moment. Next one up in their range is a Razor Genesis. Here's a picture of a Razor Genesis. So the Genesis is a bit more old school. They don't really focus on this model. They just kind of run a black one continuously, just because I think there's people who just love that skate and want to continue skating that skate because it's such a classic. But I'd say it's definitely the most old school model. They also go up to a size 13 UK, that's 14 US, and they fit really wide as well. So those are another 2 reasons you might buy the Razor Genesis skate. That brings us on to the next skate, which is the Razor SL. It doesn't have to come in a blue color like this. They do lots of different colors. They bring them out all the time. But this is just a really, really good all-rounder. And in terms of Razor's like modern offering, this is their most popular. The proportions are really nice. The sole kit's really good. The frame's sunk into the sole kit. It makes it easier for topside tricks. And yeah, they're just like a really well-proportioned, good all-rounder. Good price, coming in, you know, from about £220 upwards, depending on which particular model. And yeah, this is a really popular one for Razors, the Razor SL. And then the next one is the Razor Shift. Very similar to the SL actually. It's slightly less popular. Not sure why. People just really kind of cottoned on to the SL. Maybe it's just like slightly cheaper as well in most of their models. The Razor Shift is a little bit thinner, a little bit lower, kind of lower on the foot. So you might like to ride that if it kind of fits your foot a bit better. The other thing that the Shift did is they had this really unique selling point of these buttons on the bottom of the sole kit here, and you could push the buttons and kind of take off the whole base of the skate so that you could easily interchange between like different wheel setups. It doesn't don't know, it didn't really take off. People used it at first, but I haven't seen anyone use that in like the last 10 years. But that doesn't stop the Razor Shift from being like a really, really good skate just on its own. You can just ignore the interchangeability of it. And then the final Razor skate that we're going to talk about is the Genesis Junior. Good for the younger kids, goes from a size 2 to 5. And when I say 2 to 5, it's size extendable. You can pull the toe out, pull the heel out, extend it. You just undo a little bolt in here and pull it out. Okay, next up is Gawds, Gawds, Gawds. Hard to say if you have a slightly posh accent. But yeah, this is a brand which is a subsidiary of Powerslide, who are the guys that make USD and Iqon and a whole bunch of other stuff. And this is their branch, which is more kind of branded towards like your sneaker heads, your hip hop heads, and they've got two different models. So this model here is the original Gawds skate, and it's the FM5, Frankie Morales 5. Frankie Morales is a part owner of Gawds brand along with Powerslide. And this is like heavily based on kind of a USD carbon-free skate. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, really kind of sneaker styled. That's probably the main reason you'd buy one of these. Well, other than that, it's a really, really good skate. It's like one piece as well. It doesn't have a removable liner, so it's like very close to your foot, like very, very good control. And then the other Gawds skate that's available is the Gawds Team skate. And it's just their version of a hard boot skate. Really solid, great price, great hard boot skate, looks good. So yeah, you'd go for that one if you're just looking for a good value, good all-rounder. So if Gawds is the hip-hop branch of the Powerslide aggressive skate brands, then this, Mesmer, is the rocker brand. I don't think they want to be pigeonholed like that, but whether you think it is or you think it isn't, you decide. It's still a really great skate. You can ride this skate, whatever type of music you like. It's got a really nice shaped sole kit. That's the reason I really like this skate. I like the groove on it. I like how solid it feels in the hand and on the foot. And they only have one model, Mesmer, which is called the Mesmer Throne. And the reason it's called the Throne is because this is the same boot that they used on a really old USD skate called the USD Throne, but a really classic skate. Loads of people love the Throne boot, and it looks great as well. What do you think? Next up is Echo. Echo are the newest brand that we're going to talk about on the list today. They're a company from right here in the UK, and they make lots of kind of action sports goods. They make kind of scooters and skateboards and various other things. But as a company, they've always made skates. But this is their first really good stab at an aggressive skate. And it's called the Echo Verve, just one model in their range, but it comes in 3 different colors. So cream, comes in this weird green and purple color, and it comes in a dark gray color as well. And a really good reason why you might buy the Echo skate above anything else is just because like the value is amazing on it. They're £200 here. We sell these out to the States at $240. And you know, it's a really great all-round skate with a fantastic sole kit. Feels very good quality. It's got this brilliant neoprene liner here, which is very similar to a MyFit second skin liner, which by itself is kind of 75, £80 liner. So the Echo skate has been really popular because it's just, you know, really good for the price. Okay, next up is Faction. Faction is a small startup coming out of the States. They're a couple of years old. It's a one-man band, Clark, his name is, and you can tell it's a one-person project because there's so much attention to detail. It's so beautifully done, and the finish on this skate is amazing. This is called the Faction Tactical, and it's a premium price, premium quality carbon fiber skate. It's got a removable liner, believe it or not, even though that looks like an integrated liner. It's so well put together and so tight that it just looks like it's integrated. So the reason you buy a Faction skate is, well, A, if you just wanted to support someone who's a skater with passion doing something really great, but also if you just wanted like the most high-end products you can find with the most responsiveness and the best quality, then that's a really good reason to buy a Faction skate. Quick interjection from future me. So it took me so long to edit this video. It is literally a completely different time of year. I'm visibly older, and Faction have brought out a brand new skate in the form of this, the Faction Plastic V1 in both black and grey here. And look at it, it's really beautiful. It's got a lovely silhouette. It's got these brand new sole kits on it. It's got this really premium liner, double shock absorber, and premium hardware. And everyone really, really likes this. It's sold really well so far. And it's obviously the more mass market version of a faction skate versus its carbon fiber models because the price is lower and it's only £200. Okay, back to old me in the wintertime. Okay, it's a big one, USD. USD have probably about 6 or 7 different models, which I'll go through. This is the Iqon. This is what I'd say is their kind of main headliner model. It's our best-selling aggressive skate. And the reason for that is, well, price. This basic version here is about £220. They come in various versions. You can get a black or a white basic one, and then there's pro versions in different colours for more money with extra bells and whistles. And I'll tell you what the Iqon does really well is it has a unique selling point where a lot of these skates, sometimes I feel like a plastic boot is a much of a muchness. So like one plastic boot can feel really similar to the next plastic boot, and you just choose based on like price or how they fit your foot or, you know, how they look. But the Iqon has got this one piece thing where the whole boot and the frame is all one piece of plastic. It's not bolted on, and it makes them ride lower to the ground. It makes the 2 middle wheels split further out, making it easier for groove tricks. And it kind of makes it lighter weight, and it makes the whole thing really solid. And people just love it. There's a lot of people buying aggressive skates that just kind of don't want to mess about. They just want you to say, look, you should buy this one. You don't have to think about what wheels or think about what frames to put on them. Just get it done, and that's those. Let's talk about the USD Carbon. This is similar to that faction skate that I just showed you in that it's a really high-end, high-quality carbon fiber boot. This is a one-piece boot. It doesn't have a removable liner. And yeah, this is for the skaters that like a carbon fiber, really responsive skate. And this has been a classic. This has run for many years now. This kind of all-black version is the version they seem to be sticking to at the moment. They're just kind of running this over and over again. And yeah, really great option, because you'll pay a little bit less for this being a USD skate than you will with some other kind of carbon fiber high-end brands, and it does the job really, really well. Next, yeah, let's talk about the sway. This is another one where, yeah, it's a plastic boot, and like I just said, sometimes a plastic boot, when compared to the next plastic boot, it can feel like, well, can I really feel a difference here? What the sway does really well is it's really good price for what you get. So the sole kit is really good on the sway. I think it's got one of the best sole kits in the industry. I think they look really good. It does everything you want it to do, but it's really good price. This particular one here is 200, but they do a version of this for £180 as well with the anti-rocker wheels. So yeah, going forward, you'd hope that the sway retains that low price. I would skate that all day. That doesn't have anything on it that I don't need, if that makes sense. So I don't need all the extra bits on my skate. I don't need to pay for extra bits, as long as it's solid, as long as it does the trick. Next one to look at, speaking of extra bits, this is for a different type of skater. It's the USD Shadow. Originally, this was a different brand, Shadow, XSJADO. They were being clever, but now it's just called Shadow, SHADO. And it's called the USD Shadow, and it's got a removable shoe in it. So depending on what version you get, you can take the shoe out of it. I'll show a picture up here. And you can walk around in the shoe, and then you can strap yourself in, almost like it's got like kind of snowboard bindings or something like that. And yeah, it's a very particular skate, and this has got a cult following amongst some people. It's a bit more complex than some of the other just normal plastic boots you see. But yeah, you'd buy this one if you were kind of, maybe, I don't want to say old school, but if you're ahead from the Dustin Latimer days, and you know you were just a Shadow guy, then this is your thing. Also, if you just wanted to unstrap yourself and walk around in a shoe, then that's a good one for you as well. What next? Oh yeah, I should have shown you this one. This is USD Carbon Free. When I say free, I mean FREE. So they've called it the Carbon Free because that's the carbon fiber version, and this is without carbon fiber. It's basically the same thing. Okay, so it's just got a plastic shell underneath this skin, and it just makes it a little bit cheaper than the carbon fiber version, and it makes it's got that plastic feeling, which is, that sounds like a bad thing, but some people like carbon fiber, some people like plastic. I like plastic more than carbon fiber. It gives me a solid feeling. It's a bit more forgiving, a little bit less vibration through it than a carbon fiber boot. Obviously, that also means it's not as responsive, but you've got to choose between them. It's up to you guys. Yeah, so that's the USD Carbon Free FREE. I tell you what though, they don't focus much on this model because the one I showed you earlier, the Gawds skate, is also a power slide brand. And actually it's the same thing, with the exception in this case of the cuff is slightly different. But the skate underneath is pretty much the same thing, but I think they're putting more of their focus on the Gawds brand. It's more stylistic. And so every so often they'll bring out one of these, but mostly they're focusing on this as the same skate. And the last thing in the USD range is the kids skate. This is called the USD Glitch. And yeah, the unique selling point of this is that it's size extendable. You push a button back here, you extend the toe out, and your little shredder can grow through various sizes as he or she gets bigger with age. Okay, let's talk about FR skates. This is called the FR UFR, which is an interesting naming scheme, but the UFR is actually based on our best selling skate ever, which is this, the FRX skate. And as you can see, it's got bigger wheels. It's a freestyle skate, but the shell, which they use for this, is very much loved across the world, actually. So why wouldn't you make an aggressive skate out of that shell that people love so much? And the version I'm holding right now is called the UFR Street. This is one of the newer versions at the time of filming, and they're really good value for money. They've got this aftermarket Wish collaboration FR frame, which is one of the best frames on the market in my opinion, and it comes just on the skate. The sole kit's really fast. I think that's the material they've used is really, really unique. They've got this really fat liner which is really comfortable. Everything looks good, and it's only £210 UK, so you get a lot of skate for your money with the FR skates. Okay, you recognise this one if you're coming back into skating. Roces, the super legacy brand. And yes, I pronounce it Roces. Most people in English-speaking countries seem to be pronouncing it Roces, although it is an Italian brand, and they have two different models. They've got the original M12, like this one. This one I'm holding is actually the really low-priced one. It's about £130 at the time of filming this video, so super good value. People love the M12 because it's all like thin and low and minimal, but really solid at the same time. They've got this raised heel that people love so much, and they managed to like not make the M12 feel too old school, even though it's like one of the oldest aggressive skates we have in the industry, because they keep bringing them out in new colors with new parts on it and new styling. This, for example, it's got a lower cuff at the back, it's got higher grade plastic on it than the cheaper version. And yeah, I think it just looks modernized and good. Some of the pro versions will also have different higher end frames on them, etc. And they also just announced that they're going to be making a wider sole kit. So every single Roces skate that you see come out after this video will have the wider sole kit on it, which has been a long time coming, and it's a really welcome addition to the Roces M12. The other Roces model is this one. This came out first in 1998, actually. And then it took a break, and then they've brought it out more recently. And the fifth element, you can see it's a bit chunkier, it's a wider fitting skate, but the main unique selling point about this is this kind of lacing system where they've got this dual density plastic. They've got a softer plastic over the lace holes there, so you can pull in the top of the skate over the top of your foot, and also it probably makes it a bit more forgiving for somebody who's got like a higher foot or something like that. And yeah, it's a bit more chunky, solid. Yeah, a little bit higher price than the M12, these ones, and yeah, also fantastic option for Roces. Speaking of legacy brands, Rollerblade, and this is the Rollerblade Blank skate, and it's the only aggressive model in Rollerblade's lineup, but it's a really great skate. And its unique selling point for me is this sole kit here, which is just basically, it's got a cut out hole in the bottom of the sole kit, and the frame just attaches to the boot directly through the hole in the sole kit. So you've got this direct connection, which gives you loads of control on the skate. It also means the frame sinks quite deep into the skate like this, which makes it easier for topside tricks. Okay, let's talk about standard. I'm such a big fan of standard skates. They feel like a real force for good in blading, and they've only been around a couple of years. This is Lawrence, you recognize him from Back to Blading on YouTube, and this is the standard Omni skate. It's the only model in their range. Apologies, I've got the wrong size frames here, but you get the idea. And the Omni, you can see, look, it's just got this beautiful boot, beautiful sole kit, everything's great about it. The liner feels really nice, and they've got this kind of system here that's got this indent, so you can customize, you can kind of paint this or put stickers over this and customize the skate as you want it. Everything about the Omni just like really works so well for me. I love it so much. That's standard. Let's talk Playlife. I should have mentioned this after the Powerslide skates, because this is another Powerslide subsidiary and it's Powerslide's budget brand. Yeah, Playlife, and this model is called the Playlife Reactor. This is exactly the same skate as what the USD Sway used to be. This is the old USD Sway skate. So they used to sell this under the USD brand, and it was a perfectly great skate. It was fantastic, solid, hard boot, great sole kit, everything's good. Even this skate comes with a Kaiser Fluid 5 frame, which is a really good frame, but it's only £125. That's bananas. Like if you had £125 in your pocket, you could just buy this and you could be an amazing skater. This isn't going to hold you back at all. So Playlife, definitely worth a look at, especially if you're trying to save money. And also look, sometimes they bring out other models which are funky, like this Robbie Pitts one, pretty cool. Up next is Cougar. Cougar is a Chinese brand. They've been around for years in China, but this is the first time that they've made an aggressive skate and sold it out to the West. And this is it. It's called the Cougar 7003 or 7003. Really catchy, but I like it. Look, it's really solid. It's just in black, really sellable. It's got rocker washers in the frame. And we were kind of expecting this to come and it to be kind of lower end budget model. But it's not. It's £260 mid-price complete skate, but the quality of it is really, really high. It's fantastic quality, actually. It might even be better quality than any other hard boot skate on the market. I really quite like it. Also, Julian Cadeau rides these, and Julian Cadeau wins almost every single contest he enters. So something's got to be said for that, right? Okay, next up we have Iqon, I-Q-O-N. Stick with me, guys, we're nearly there. So Iqon is another Powerslide brand, and we're going to start with their flagship model, which is their newest model, and it looks like this. It's the Iqon ACT, and it's a hard boot skate, reasonable price in the 260 mark. And it's got all these mounting options. They've innovated with it. So they've got the option to put a kind of UFS mount frame, 165 mount with an adapter, I think, and then Trinity mount. So you can go through all your different frame mounts. Not that everyone will use that, but that is one of the unique selling points of it. But the other one is just it's a really good looking skate that is simple and a plastic boot like what most people want. So I think this is going to be really popular. That's the ACT. A for aggressive, C for classic, T for Trinity. Those are the three mounting options. Next in the Iqon lineup is the AG20. I skated this for a while. I thought it was really good. I put a different liner in it. I really liked it. It felt really solid. And it's basically the USD carbon free, or the Gawds skate, which we've already talked about, the Gawds FM5. Basically the same as that, but with a removable liner. Slightly different in that you can take the liner out and replace it, plastic boot, with a skin over it. It's a great option. Then we've got the AG10. It's the AG10. This is similar to the AG20, the one I just showed you, except it's carbon fiber. It's got a carbon fiber shell underneath, skin over the top, and it's also got a removable liner. So this is very similar to the USD carbon, except it's got a removable liner. And then they've also got the fourth option, which is the AG15. Now the AG15 is actually pretty much an AG10. I feel like they should have called this the AG10, and this particular version is the Montre Livingston Pro version. It's also, yeah, a carbon fiber boot under a skin with a removable liner. So don't know why they gave it a different naming scheme. Maybe those AG15 models are just reserved for pro models. We'll see going into the future. But I think they're going to be concentrating heavily this year on the ACT, the hard boot skate. Next brand on the list is Seba. So 3 models of Seba. They're all named after CJ Wellsmore, the Australian pro rider. And this is the original one. The Seba CJ, I suppose you call it the CJ1. It's just called the Seba CJ skate. It's a carbon fiber skate, integrated liner. And yeah, a lot of people use this for aggressive. Obviously, it's an aggressive skate, but a lot of people really like this skate for wizard skating as well. So it's been popular for that too. That's the CJ1. And then they did a CJ2. Right, so that's the CJ2. It almost looks exactly the same. I still have to check myself when I look at these skates just to make sure I got it right. So the CJ2 is just the same thing, but without carbon fiber. So it's a plastic boot. So it's cheaper and it's got that plastic feeling, a bit more solid on landings, but obviously not as lightweight, not as responsive. It's a CJ2 skate. And then you also have the CJ2 Prime, and the Prime part means it's got a removable liner. So plastic boot, removable liner, Seba CJ2 Prime. Okay, last one, TNEC, the new everything company. They're a USA company. They're new in the last couple of years. Again, the more time I spend with this skate, the more I just think, yeah, they're doing everything right. There's so many things that make this skate so sellable. Firstly, it's just a simple boot. It's an open mold boot. So it's a good price, and that's all you need. You just don't need anything more than this really great looking plastic solid boot. And what they've got is they've got a sole frame on the bottom. So the frame and the sole are attached together, so it all goes on as one piece. And that's unlike any other skate on the market at the moment. And it means you get the advantages of a USD Iqon, where you get to split the middle wheels really wide because there's no mounting bolts in here. But it also means that that plastic can be quite a hard plastic. So it's good for grinding. It slides well. Whereas on the Iqon, they have to make the plastic out of the same stuff they make the whole boot out of, because the whole boot is one piece. So everything about this is great. And yeah, just because of the way they've done it with the open mold boot, it's a good price, £220. Everything works. It's I just think it's really great. That's TNEC, and that's their only model at the moment. I think that's it. I think I've covered every single aggressive skate. I don't think I forgot anything. And if you're commenting and saying, oh yeah, but you didn't mention this skate, there's a reason for it. So some skates are made to order, super high end, like Adapt. And then there's like quite a few like Chinese brands coming out that aren't really making it over. There's some low end stuff that I thought it shouldn't have made the list. So I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think anything I left out, I purposely left out. But yeah, this has been every aggressive skate. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.